Y'all, this couple is like the perfect example. It doesn't matter what you do, these men are gonna cheat. They're gonna cheat. If they hate themselves and they're insecure and they haven't deconstructed any of this stuff, they are going to blow up their life and yours too. My God. This story is just so crazy, y'all. But before we keep going, please join my Patreon if you want to see my lives where I talk to other people. If you want to see some of my life, my healing, my creativity, France, like relationship stuff, go over there, please. That's where I'm doing a lot of cool stuff. The link is in my caption. I have so much fun over there. Please join if you can. Thanks. Okay, done. Now, I have thoughts on the whole series. This mess. Holy cow, y'all. But I'm just going to focus on this couple because they are just such the perfect example of women doing everything in their power to try to make a man happy, and still, nope, it's never enough. And also that cheating has nothing to do with these men who are marrying women. It has nothing to do with a schmeg's drive. It is literally men being vampires and needing constant validation and attention from women. And like I said, when you're on the dating apps, which I was for many years, that was one of the biggest lessons I took away from dating apps, is that most of the men are married. They don't even need Ashley Madison, whatever that thing's called. They're all on Tinder, Bumble, all of them. And most of the men that you're matching with are sitting next to their wife, who's doing everything for them. And they're just, it's never enough. They need validation because they are dead inside. They are not working on themselves. They are dead inside. And who do they turn to the most to build themselves up and feel good? Like, man, women. It has nothing to do with, okay? That's why when they cheat, I'm telling you, it is about getting away with something. It is, especially if they are these Christian men and they get to be naughty, you know. Now they're naughty. It's about I swear to God, so many men act like little boys. It just like they love getting away with something and will lie and do all these things because they just want excitement. Now, they are accountable as men, but they are acting like children, and that's why their wives don't want to fork them. Who wants to fork your son? Nobody. I hope. What I love is that this family is trying to be like this Christian example of love and loving God, and they like, y'all are not helping church. You literally made me have even less respect for whatever it is you're trying to be. Like if I was thinking about maybe turning to church, this would make me not. But let's just start with this man. I just took a lot of screenshots, and it was outside. These photos are gonna be terrible. I'm sorry. So he starts off out of the gate. Oh, now we gotta know why he did all this. Because his dad left his family. Doesn't that seem to be why so many men screw over women in their lives, is because what their dad did to them? Like, can y'all just take this out on the right person for once? So nobody ever really taught me about love. Well, join the club. Join the club. So many of us do not have a healthy role model, but we're not doing this. Like this man, oh God. I can't believe she's still with him. I absolutely can, but I can't. Oh God. And what gave him his inspiration in life was the movie Big Fish. Have y'all seen that movie? What? How is that the most influential movie have you ever seen? Like he literally said, what? I don't know. Anyway, maybe I am missing something and I don't remember that movie very well, but I don't even remember a love story in that movie, but I just remember it being bad. Oh, and the guy who stars in it, he cheated on his wife, started a whole nother family. and thinks he's a good dad too. So you know what? This checks out now that I think about it. That was Ewan McGregor, right? I don't know, whatever. Not gonna look it up. I just love the falling in love aspect. I was so drawn to falling in love. Okay, but my guess is that your idea of love is a woman adoring you, not you loving her. All these dreams coming true. This man literally says he was living his dream life. Everything he was dreaming of, he finally got it. And then what does he want to do? He's gonna blow it up. Gonna blow it up. Now, he's on the king baby spectrum, but I would say he's far over on this end. Like, he is the kingy of babies. Like a lot of men who are really, really committed to this like idea of fatherhood that the church gives them, but is like rooted in being also terrified of your daddy anyway. And then she is like classic pick me, right? She just like, I'm here. Oh my God, he loved me. The perfectionist, the good girl, the nice girl, right? Oh my God, I get to be his wife. This is why women need to start seeing themselves as the prize. I need you to understand how much men get from being with us. The social capital, the free labor, the access to us, the free therapy, all this, they get all this stuff. And we are supposed to be like, oh my God, I get to do all this for somebody. I got picked, I got chosen to do all this for some, why? They are brilliant, man. They sold us this. God, literally, oh my God, he loves me. He loves me. Now, this should not surprise anybody that they were young. Prefrontal cortex, whatever it's called. That part of your brain, not even formed yet, right? Well, his is close, but she's 20. She can't even drink. She can't even drink legally. But she can marry a man and start having babies with him. It's just crazy to me. She was really my everything. Don't do that. Do not let a man make you his everything, because it's never enough. Oh my God, I'm getting ahead of myself. And guess what? Got pregnant really quickly, as you do, especially if you are in the church world. This is your sole purpose in life. So of course you're gonna get to it. And she was excited about it, right? This is like she's getting the thing that she wants, or at least what she's told she wants, and whatever. I'm guessing she enjoys being a parent, but I also think a lot of mothers don't even know, don't have time to ask themselves what else they might want, because this, in these kind of community, this is everything. I wonder if she wanted to be a car mechanic. I wonder if she wanted to be a cabaret dancer. I wonder if she might be attracted to someone other than men. We'll never know, because those questions you can't even ask yourself in this environment. The season of life, my dreams are coming true. So she's finally getting what she wants. He is living his dream life, and he just loves being a dad. Crazy about his kids. I don't think I ever hear men say out loud in public that they don't like their kids and that they're terrible dads. Just because they say, I love being a dad, what does that mean to you? Because I'm pretty sure all the time and resources and money you spent on a website chasing after married women to cheat on your wife, pretty sure that does not go under the, let's see, what does it say in this picture frame? Fathers are the child's protector and a hero. No, okay, like, you're definitely not a hero now. And that the child's best coach and fan of father, blah, blah. Teach by example. Okay, well, is your kid gonna go screw everything under the sun too? Like I promise you, this man still thinks he's an amazing dad. They all do. The ones who are so proud of being a father are usually the worst dads. And he's like, it was a beautiful life. It's just all of a sudden, I had to work and be responsible and do all the things that give me these things. If I'm going to be a dad, responsible, the head of the household, I actually got to work. It's boring. So much responsibility. I was not ready for it. Yeah, clearly. Paying bills, keeping up with finances, not getting in debt. I wonder, first of all, that's all the same. But I'm so curious how much easier it would have been to pay your bill if you weren't spending it on whatever you want, including a fare. Just got to make sure the electric bill, granted, again, men don't even see what women are doing as labor. So he's just like, God, I'm just working so hard and I have all these responsibilities and I'm bored. Meanwhile, his wife is a married single mom doing all this labor, not getting paid for it. He's like, I imagine my life to be exciting. It's not exciting anymore. I gotta pay bills. It's monotonous having to go to work and support this family I created. This is not big fish. So he was working at the ER as a nurse overnight, reading his Yahoo News, which it's like, can you find any other news? Like, okay. And then he sees an ad, life is short. You know, they're right. So maybe have an affair. Yeah, right too. That's all it took. Y'all, this is how weak men are. Men who are like this, which a lot of them are, that's all it took. Look, I'm not saying that advertisers aren't really good at what they do. And continue to manipulate all of us. But if all it says is that, you know, life is short and a affair will make it better, and you're like, well, dang, you know, they're right. I'm going to blow up my whole life because of that. I wanted more of the good stuff that life had to give. Like, he literally just said he has his dream life, but he's like, no, I want the good stuff. So I signed up because it sounded like I had the answer. Y'all, when I tell you that men are not good leaders, they're followers, you like endless example. When you are not emotionally intelligent, confident, not cocky, not full of hubris, but truly confident and love yourself and are responsible and care about others and your impact on others. If you are not all those things, you will be a terrible leader, whether it's in the wilderness or in your family. So the fact that they're literally the best example of what a follower is. Because one ad, he blew up his whole life. Well, kind of, actually, but more on that in a minute. And he gave them all his information. They also have terrible judgment. Now, she's thinking that she is just living the best life. She's met her dream man. Infidelity was one of the top priorities for her that it not happen. But she thought, you know, he's Christian. He doesn't party. He's kind. Strong morals. Oh, man. You don't even know Nia or Neo. I forget your name. And she had faith in his faith. Y'all, a lot of men are not actually doing church. They're hiding behind church. They think they're doing church, but they're not. Literally everything that their Bible is saying to do, they're doing the opposite. I don't even know the Bible that well, but even I know that there's a lot of commandments being broken. I mean, aren't you supposed to not covet your neighbor and stuff? I knew he had a relationship with God when I met him, but that's the thing. If this man's God is a patriarchal, terrifying God that punishes everybody who doesn't do his will, I don't want the daddy of my husband to be terrifying, whether it's his real dad or his spiritual dad. Seriously. Like, again, y'all are not selling the church very well here. So this man paid for the elite membership. Family's money. A stay-at-home mom, I'm guessing. Never heard of her working other than when she became part of his YouTube channel. So I'm guessing she's not bringing in income, totally relying on him. Like I said, what do men do with their money? They waste it on hobbies, affairs, and other women, vices. But most of it is not going into the family, unlike women. And look at this. This is a purity culture. No, I'm a good man. I would never match with a woman who's, too schmexy. I skip them. I want the real natural, real looking women, not some OnlyFans stuff, right? These men will justify this with anything. Like, even when they're having an affair, they still will do like the Madonna, I don't want some come get me woman, some loose lady. Projection, everything they do is projection, y'all. Like, he is the one, literally, probably bringing STIs home. Because we're going to find out more in a bit. He's like, I don't want one of these loose women who acts like me. So I didn't think it was about I was out there trying to get laid. Yeah, liar. Like, everything this man says ends up being kind of a lie, even in the documentary. But just hold on if you haven't seen it. I don't know what I was out for, to be honest. I mean, he literally says it. He's like, I don't know what I was out for. And then he's like, I wanted attention. I want something exciting. I hated having kids. I hated the responsibility, even though I'm a good dad. I hated having to pay the electric bill. I mean, see, I want you to understand, it is never about schmegs. Don't let men tell you it's about that. It's something deeper. And it's this man, it needs constant validation from women because he doesn't know himself. He doesn't like himself. He has all these really crazy belief systems that are so dehumanizing. And he never had to grow up and be thoughtful and caring and be a true partner. He just takes and takes and takes. So I'm telling you, most men, when they're cheating, it is not about schmegs. It is about deception, revenge, validation, entitlement, getting away with something, the excitement of but it is never about this. They do not need this. They do not need this. And if you ask any woman in a healthy relationship, you'll probably find out that a lot of her partners have not wanted it as much as her. You will never convince me that men actually want this more than women. They just think they don't know what else to do. This is all they've been conditioned to care about, but when they actually feel safe and loved, they are not this obsessed with it. And he even admits, my wife was satisfying me. She had nothing to complain about, literally nothing. And he still blew up his life and screwed over the one person that all of it hinged on. He's like, yeah, but I'm bored. I don't like paying electric bill. He responded to everyone in his area. So everyone in the community knows about this man who, if they're, also cheater. And once that was exhausted, he went beyond his area. I'm telling you, that dude I dated, I've told y'all before, I have receipts, I've shown them. He was literally on Craigslist looking for hookups 6 hours away. And it is not because he wasn't getting it at home either. It is about something so much more disturbing. So then she's all like, yeah, he's working 9. I was like a single mom. Again, she's doing everything. I promise you, this man has never heard of the book Fair Play or domestic labor, unpaid labor, invisible labor, mental load, any of these terms, emotional, he's not. He is literally bringing home a paycheck. But he's a great dad. And what does she do, like so many women do? She tries even harder. She thinks this man's her soulmate, so she's doing everything to make him feel good so that he'll feel so good he would never cheat. That's never going to stop them, y'all. She said, I used all the moments I was given to basically show him how devoted she was to him. So there'd be no question. She isn't going to leave. Look at this. She'd get his clothes ready like a little boy. Like, does this man have to do anything at all at home? Like anything. All he's doing is bringing home. She's getting up super early to get his clothes ready, prep his food, make a little lunchbox. Now, I know a lot of women do that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I'm just saying that this man literally is like not doing anything, is cheating, and she just keeps doing more. I swear, we do too much, y'all. We're always doing too much. Too much. And doing more is not actually going to keep these men. If anything, it's going to make them feel like more entitled to get away with stuff and screw you because they're sure you're never going to leave. She's like, I wanted to be the perfect wife. He'd never leave this. That's all I want, is to be the perfect wife. And I wanted him to feel lucky. No, he doesn't feel lucky. He feels like, where is he? He feels like this. He's a king, baby. He's the king of the castle. He's got a whole bunch of bushes doing for him, too. And not as a reflection of me, but I just loved him. See, I think that you're wrong about that. I'm not saying that she didn't love him, but I am saying that this right here is where we need to stop this. When we buy into these systems, our survival depends on this man looking good, staying in line, staying with us, everything. When you have no money and everything hinges on this dude paying the electric bill, then yeah, he is a reflection of you, whether you want him to be or not. And the thing is that your reflection, having you by his side gives him so much credit. He looks so good to the community. But then he's out there running around. So you are like, the women are always the one who are going to take the biggest hit when these men are doing this stuff. Always. Don't blame her for not keeping him in line, even though she's doing all this. Look at him. Constantly lying to Naya was really hard for me. It was so hard for me to lie about all this nonsense. I was just seeking so much. Here we go again. Listen to these men. Validation from other women. Again, I promise you, maybe a third or even half the men that you are talking to on a dating app right now are sitting next to their wife or girlfriend getting this from you. That's all they're doing. That's why they disappear. That's why they don't meet up. It's not you. It's that they weren't available. They literally just wanted to constant hit validation. Even though they're probably getting most of it from their wife too, it's never enough. And them noticing me was just huge. They noticed me. It was a way for me to find women who'd be attracted to me. Not my beautiful wife, just endless supply. The dude sounds just like a narcissist, y'all. But I'm not even saying he is. This is how men are conditioned. It's never enough. It's just like capitalism is never enough. It's never enough for these dudes. So I could just suck up their validation. He literally is talking like a vampire. I tell you, these men are vampires. They are all hobosexuals looking to mine free labor, money, gold, energy, attention, validation. But then something happened. He could get that from somewhere else other than random women online he's trying to cheat with. Frozen. Somehow Frozen changed this man's life. And the scary thing about this is that while he is all like, yes, I've got people paying attention to me, I'm going viral, she's like, oh my God, I get to spend time with my husband. He's never here. He's always gone. He's always working. She's like, he's working nights all the time, and now he's around more, and we're having fun. But it wasn't fun for fun's sake. It's basically a different way for him to get even more validation from women. Endless validation from women. Millions of women. Because Ashley Madison wasn't enough. He had already gone through all of the women in his neighborhood or in his area, and he was like, you know what I mean? And he's got to conquer new territory. Right? Now he's got the internet, a whole YouTube. And she remembers this time as just being this nice, sweet time where he gets to spend with her husband. And what is he doing? He's performing. He's performing for other women. She thinks that he's having fun spending time with her, but he's doing it to get validation and attention and thousands of comments and millions of clicks and likes for performing being a good man. Millions of views. It's mind-blowing. It was like winning the validation I wanted so much in my life. Because again, even having a wife at home who does all that, it's never enough. This is why I'm telling you, insecure men who do not love themselves at all. Obviously, we're all working on this, our relationship with ourselves. But a man who is this lost, so easily influenced by a commercial, and is looking like, this is codependency. Codependency looks different for everyone, but a lot of times this is what it looks like for men. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. They don't even know how to love anyone else because they don't even know themselves. Everything hinges on the validation of other people. And then that's what we do. Our validation, her validation comes from him showing up and being her husband, and his comes from all these random women. But none of it is coming from inside or from, I'm sure, I'm not saying that this man is way sicker than her, but she's still with him. Just saying. She's also financially tied to a whole business plan. Now that they are on YouTube as a couple, their entire business is having to be together. You could not pay me to make couples content. That is like putting myself in a prison, even if it's like with the best partner, that is putting yourself in a prison of your own making, because your entire job depends on being a perfect couple. But look, validation from women and other people, men, but women, it was like winning the lottery. Not getting a hot wife who loves the crap out of you or the kids or it was this. Going viral. At that point, I actually started enjoying my life. I hated it before with this. It just brought that excitement. Again, y'all, like I told you, escapism is so many of men's problems because they are chasing this high. The escapism doesn't want to deal, doesn't ever want to question why daddy left. How that might be playing out. He's like, no, he wants constant excitement from going viral in affair. He's like, maybe that's why I joined Ashley Madison. Yeah, you think? Confident man doesn't need to do this. So again, he's getting all this attention for being so loving to his wife, but it's not even coming from an honest place because he's really getting attention from internet strangers, women, millions of them. The infidelity just kind of stopped. The desire, yeah, you don't need it because the infidelity wasn't about this. It was about validation, escapism, and feeling dead inside because you don't know who you are. No wonder he didn't care about infidelity anymore because you got what you wanted. He's like, so I deleted Ashley Madison, but I still had my secrets. I love it. You know, if he could have gone to his grave with these secrets, he would have. He literally admitted that. Even after the documentary came, oh yeah, like when someone said, would you have told her? Nope, I was going to my grave. So he had never planned on telling her. He literally only came clean because he got caught. And even when he came clean, he still lied. Until his death, he was going to keep those secrets to the grave. I just knew inside that, sorry for these photos, y'all, Nia would never be able to handle it. No woman should. He's trying to make it sound like he was just so thoughtful. He had to keep these secrets for her sake. She couldn't handle it. No, you can't handle it. You know that she might actually leave you and then want to do this, but have this, even though they this one depends on not doing this. They want to do both. Want to have it all because this is my kingdom. Yeah, I mean, it would just be impossible for her to accept it. Because she would leave you and you'd lose all that labor and you would look bad in your church and your YouTube channel. You'd lose that too. So of course you're not telling anybody. And would you know, this man even did pranks. Like everything I talk about, this man did. This is one of the worst pranks I have ever seen. Actually, we're gonna get back to it in a minute. I just wanna show you what they were doing. So this is what they went viral for, singing this Frozen song. Now, she's like outgoing, he's outgoing. You know, they're playing the whole perfect family, perfect for YouTube. See what I mean? This man, look, he is selling this idea that he's just such an amazing husband. So all these women who are married to husbands that are probably doing the same thing to them that he's doing to his literal wife are probably like, oh, I want that. Men like this go viral because women, they are exploiting women's hope. Our need to believe that one good man exists. We want so bad to believe that some man loves his wife. So when these men have accounts, they blow up. That's why Robbie Harvey blew up, because he's exposing the bad men. So he must be a good man. He's like, yeah, we got more and more followers. And then people are like, you guys are so cute, you should do vlogging. I wanted to show what it looked like to live for the Lord. This is so insulting to your Lord. Like, anybody can tell that this man is doing this literally for all the reasons I just said, but basically for his ego. And he's like, I'm doing it for God. All you did was ruin this was the worst advertisement for church. Is that weird? And she's like, yeah, we're gonna introduce people to God. Yeah, that's not what you think. I'm gonna learn about you. I never heard of y'all until I watched your Netflix show about him being trash. He can be introduced to God through us. The love we're demonstrating. I love that we see what their love really is about. And yet they actually are still doing it despite this whole documentary. But this was what she loved the most about it. Because this man had to pretend to be a good dad, he actually had to go places and be with his kids and wife. So he's going to, the grocery store. I'm never going to the grocery store alone, bringing him, because he's like, hey, everybody, look, we're doing grocery shopping. Look what a good dad I am. Like, everything is pretend. He's pretending to be a good dad. And instead of her being like, dude, she missed this somehow. Instead of being like, wow, interesting, now that there's a camera here, you're showing up. Instead, she's like, wow, I just love it. He just wants to spend time with me all of a sudden. Look, you can cooking. Breakfast became a family affair because this man was never home before. He was too busy, you know, burn chicken, burn car. Everything was just like, life is awesome now. I got millions of women telling me how amazing I am. It would have just completely decimated my reputation, especially as a Christian. Well, apparently it didn't, because you still have your page with millions of followers making a ton of money, while me and most of the women I know have to work very hard to get any follower of any sizable, and men like this who are pretending to be good men. The sky's the limit. And it's women who build these men up. Women who build this man's platform. I promise you, men are not watching family vlogging. I mean, maybe a few. He's making money off of women. He's exploiting his wife and his family to make content and then exploiting the women watching his content. Meanwhile, he's a cheater. If this isn't a hobosexual, I don't know what is. So yeah, he definitely can't tell her or anyone what he's doing, because that would be the opposite of who he says he is, even though that's, you will never convince me this man is still not the same by the way he tells this story. And on top of that, what better than to bring another baby into this? We're already exploiting our 2 children, putting them on camera. I just, you know, I'll try to remember to tag her, but one of my mutuals is a journalist and specializes on content, parents making money off of their children, and how these kids are now growing up and are like, this was so traumatizing for children to have their whole lives on camera for millions to consume, and they're too young to consent to this crap. So this Christian family is exploiting their children. They're like, let's have another baby. People love babies. People love baby content. You'll never convince me that is what's behind a lot of these couples, and it makes me sick. It's so gross to watch children have tantrums, do embarrassing things, and these kids are going to later grow up and everyone knows their whole life, and they're performing and they're working. These kids are working when they're babies and toddlers. Okay, you have the ring light out, and like, there's no child labor laws to protect these children. Unlike, at least in the acting in the Hollywood, there are very strict rules. Doesn't mean they're not exploited and it's not full of predators. But when your own parents are the ones preying on you like this and exploiting you, it's so, ugh. So this man decides to play a joke. And I am sure it's not the first one either, because we know how these men are. They're always pranking their wife because it makes them feel, they'll do anything at all to get a laugh for themselves, no matter who it hurts. But he's doing this for his audience. I would be so pissed if my husband did this. He's literally, it's like he's triangulating his wife with his audience. Like, I've had this dream about announcing her pregnancy to her. What is wrong with you? You already get to do everything else as this dude. What's next? What else could you ask for? Oh, you want to know about pregnancy before even the woman pregnant. God, the entitlement, y'all. I want to find out before her. It's her body, her choice. But I should get to know about it before her, and y'all should get to know before her. That is what is crazy. It's not that he knew before her. It's that millions of women who probably are like really attracted to this man because he's handsome and they think he's a good guy and they give him hope and he's so funny. He's such a good dad. He is like cheating with all of them. God, the betrayal this man has put his wife through. Look at this. Look at that. He's like, look at her. It felt kind of wrong. Yeah. You know you know who's talking there? God. Your intuition, wherever your moral that is what that voice is. Whoever is in your ear that is God, that is your ego. This is the intuitive guidance. Like, I had this information I'm not allowed to have. Then he does this whole prank. Does this. She's like, is this a joke? Oh my God. Did you take my pee out of the toilet? In front of millions. I know that they did not see it until after she did. It doesn't matter. He was talking to them about it before talking to her. But look, her reaction was priceless. Boy, is this going to go viral. Then the way she just explains it. Y'all, you can learn so much from this woman about how we excuse the bad behavior of men. I mean, has any man in history ever been able to do, you know, I bet they have. You know what? Because if we go back to the time that y'all probably want to go back to, or at least some of your people, this Christian nationalist crap of the trad wife, I promise you, do you know your history? Because I do. Men used to have relationships with our doctors. The husbands would have information about their wives before the wives. Women were not even allowed to have their own information about their bodies. And then they're getting this husband stitch and all kinds of things. Like men have, like what? Yes, this has happened in history. I promise you. How many times do you want to believe that some of your ancestors have gone to the hospital or gone to get, to find out if they're pregnant, and then their husband doesn't tell them because he doesn't have to. I got the baby in my tummy, kid. So then he also gets to exploit his children's reaction to this information. What if the kids had been like, I don't want another kid? They would have been like, oh my God, that's going to get even more clicks. Uploaded the video and called it Husband Shocks Wife with Pregnancy. Man, if there's one, I need this man to write my SEO. Because I need to get, he is good at SEO, I'll tell you that. That day, the video has a massive spike. He was already doing very well. But this prank on his wife took them to the whole new level. It was next level. And now they've got news stations come and talk to them. They get interviewed about this. You know what? Don't ever tell your husbands when you're late. Stop looping men into this. Decide what you want. I swear to God, women need to protect their information more. Like the things that men do with information that we give them about our bodies is like, oh wow, I gotta get on this. Trick my wife, humiliate her. It's like, this was really good for Sam because it's all about Sam and what's good for him. At my expense, he could quit his job and exploit us full time. Lie to people full time. And now, thanks to this pregnancy thing, now they are fully living in the public. I mean, they already kind of were. Now they've got like not just YouTube, they got news channels, right? And it was vulnerable. And so this man having all these secrets and then knowing that he is putting himself in the public eye with all these secrets, because it's not just Ashley Madison. We'll find out more later. And he's like, if I was discovered on that website, I'm done. But oh well, let's keep going. I'll keep talking about being an amazing husband as if, do you not see that you're setting yourself up there? And the day came when a tweet was like, did I just see that guy on Ashley Madison? And they had the big leak, right? I couldn't believe it. I was about to get consequences for my actions. That's never happened. I may just pass out. Sense of doom. You really shouldn't worry so much because this woman, she's not going to leave you. My life is over. We go to the airport, Chile, and I make the decision right there to be a man and own up because I'm about to be exposed anyway, and I know I'm going to get more trouble if I don't. And that stupidity, I had to take account for that. Do not ever let men hide behind stupidity. Like the minimization of this. It's not stupidity. It is like sociopathic level behavior. It's betrayal. It is putting her life at risk. I'm sure you're not using protection. Men almost never do, even when they're having affairs. And she's infuriated, as she should be. Now, her initial reaction was what she should have. And then, like we tend to do, we gaslight ourselves and make excuses and be like, well, it can't really be that bad. And of course, he doesn't even see this part. Like, there's the betrayal and all that, but then it's like, is this the first time she's ever realized this man has very bad judgment? Like he didn't think something through? What else may he have not thought through? Selfish. Men will say that they did was stupid. It's every time that we say or they say something was stupid, you need to replace that word with selfish. Like now here we are, we're just gonna lose everything that we've built, that he's built on my back. So then she's asking if he hooked up with anybody. No. Did you talk to anybody? Not really. Not really. Anytime a man says not really, that's a yes. Then he does all this. Oh, but I never met with anybody. I never cheated on you. This is why, I need people, but especially women married to men or who date men. I need you to understand what betrayal trauma is. because that is what is breaking up most marriages. Betrayal. Doesn't have, it could be affair, it could be lying about something else, but men have such a crazy relationship with truth. They will just lie like a little boy who doesn't want to get caught by mommy. They don't want to lose the things. They don't want to face consequences. So they'll give you a little bit of truth and then a little bit more instead of just, and what happens is you can never relax. When they lie, you can never trust them, because what else are they lying about? They lie about this one dumb thing. Are they also lying about being like, right? Are they lying about like insane things that's gonna break, like literally ruin my life? Or is it just this dumb thing? I swear to God, so many of men's problems would end if they would stop lying so much. But lying means they might be not lying means they might be accountable, and they don't want to do that. It was very vague. Anytime men are vague, they're lying. Every time they're vague, they're lying. This man's been a cheater all along. It just keeps getting worse and worse, y'all. The levels, this is really about betrayal trauma and men's lying. Men have such a lying problem. Okay, this video is going to be way too long, so I'm going to be continued. So please come back. I'm going to post the second part in a few days, but I want to have time for everyone to watch part 1, because this story is so perfect for everything I talk about, y'all. So perfect, it's too perfect. Please follow my Patreon, like, comment, share. Thank you for watching, and assume most men are lying. Et voila!